On that note, I proudly present to you a person who is at the forefront of medical breakthroughs and saving lives, hundreds and thousands, millions of lives, in such a profound way. The chairman and the CEO of Pfizer, Dr. Albert Bourla. Dr. Bourla is familiar with Soroka through the work the center is doing with Pfizer on real-world data related to the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. He has a special connection to our second honoree, Pedro Lichtinger, and will present him this evening with the Healthcare Champion Award. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. It is an absolute pleasure to be here to celebrate the lives and accomplishments of two extraordinary men. And while it is my true honor to introduce my good friend and mentor, Pedro Lichtinger, this evening, I would like to begin by congratulating Dr. Selman, whose leadership vision and understanding of the importance of forging strategic partnerships have helped advance this organization's mission of supporting outstanding medical care and breakthrough research at Soroka Medical Center. Congratulations, Dr. Selman, on this well-deserved honor. As one of the leading medical centers in Israel, Soroka has been an invaluable partner to Pfizer and the Israeli Ministry of Health as we conduct real-world data studies of the safety and efficacy of our COVID-19 vaccine. These studies are helping us stay one step ahead of the virus in the global race to end the pandemic. Soroka and Pfizer share a commitment to advancing cutting-edge clinical research to discover breakthroughs that will help people live longer, healthier lives. And the same can be said for our next honoree, and a man I'm proud to call friend, Pedro Lichtinger. I could speak about Pedro's accomplishments, but I think you can read about them and his long and distinguished career in the program, so I won't repeat his bio here. Instead, let me tell you about the Pedro I know and the impact he has had on me personally and professionally. Simply put, Pedro is the one of the smartest people I have ever met. He is a brilliant businessman, an excellent negotiator, and someone who could always see the opportunities that others couldn't even recognize that exist. He's a creative problem solver who is most comfortable when thinking outside the box. In fact, when it is inside the box, he doesn't even like it. And he is an inspirational and compassionate leader who has greatly influenced the lives of those who have the good fortune to work with him. And I was one of them. In my personal career, very often I use phrases that I have heard from great leaders, but there are two sayings of Pedro that I have carried with me over the years. When I say them, people recognize me. In fact, they should recognize Pedro. I keep saying in Pfizer, growth never just happens. Growth is created. It was Pedro who taught me this. I keep telling my people that if you can't explain your vision, you don't have one. It is Pedro that taught me that. I have turned to these sayings many times over the years. They have helped bring clarity not only to my work, but also to how I have communicated with others. Pedro also is a man of great conviction. As a proud Mexican and Jew, he has always encouraged others to be proud of their backgrounds, believing we can only do our best work when we are being true to ourselves. So I can recall a time many years ago when Pedro was my boss. And I told him about a speech I had given. After the speech, that was extremely successful, someone from HR at Pfizer came to me, praised my presentation, and suggested there is only one thing I could do to greatly improve for the next time: to take lessons to soften my accent so that I can sound more American. I mentioned this to Pedro, asking him what he thinks and telling him that I'm thinking to do it. And he told me that if I wanted to do it, of course, I should. But that's not something that he would do. In fact, he told me a story about a former boss of him who had told him once that he was an outstanding performer, but that he should consider having people refer to him as Peter rather than Pedro. That would significantly enhance his chances to advance his career in America. Without hesitation, Pedro responded, "I'm not Peter, I'm Pedro." That conviction has served Pedro well throughout his career and has inspired others to be their authentic selves as well. You have inspired me to be my authentic self, Pedro. As you can hear from my Greek accent, I didn't take the lessons. I followed Pedro's advice. And I didn't do bad in this country. His counsel served me well back then, and it continues to serve me well today. Pedro Lichtinger has had a profound impact on my life, and I'm truly grateful for his friendship, his counsel, and his guidance. And before I welcome him to the stage, let's all of us enjoy a video tribute.
When I was very young, my father told me, go out to the world and make a difference. And that's what I have tried to do. Healthcare was a natural for me, and I've spent well over 30 years in the healthcare industry, most of it with Pfizer, where I had the privilege of being the president of Europe, the president of Global Primary Care, and I learned everything I know from those years at Pfizer. I am Pedro Lichtinger, and I'm honored to be today here where Soroka is honoring me in Starting Therapeutics, and it's a privilege to be here. We are unique in that what we do is not common. Most startups and companies are trying to develop the next major medicine that will bring a cure. We are actually taking successful, well-established and recognized medicines and are making them better so that patients can live longer, better quality lives. Israel has always been one of the main centers of research, but it has lagged in development. And the difference is, one thing is inventing a medicine, another one is to actually being able to carry it through the regulatory and clinical processes that most authorities around the world require. research is the invention of a new medicine. And I think Israel excels relative to its size. It has the highest number of patents of activity. Once you have it, you need to rigorously bring it through a process of development. Israel can have the same level of proficiency in development as it has in research. And I think this is a major step, what is happening at Soroka, so that Israel can lead in development as well as in research. Soroka is unique in its size and capabilities. It is able to link patient data with actual clinical research and now more recently a very best-in-class center for clinical research. Innovation is always at the heart of advancement in medical science. What we are doing is bringing a series of technologies to deliver medicines in a different way to the human body so that we can improve the efficacy and tolerability of those drugs. I have spent my life trying to benefit patients and trying to globalize what healthcare is. I really am humbled by being chosen and by helping me share this vision of trying to improve the quality of life, in particular for cancer patients.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome to the stage our very deserving honoree, my mentor and dear friend, Pedro Lichtinger.
Well, first, it is very touching what Albert has said about me, and I just want to say thank you, Albert. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight in support of the Soroka Medical Center. It is really a unique center of research that is going to, or we're going to hear a lot about in the future. I have dedicated my life to make a difference in healthcare. And to be recognized by Soroka marks one of the most important moments in my life. Thank you, Soroka, my friends Rachel, Caroline, and Angela, who are on the board. You absolutely rock. I want to thank all of my friends and supporters for being here. And I do want to recognize a few. This is why I'm reading. I normally don't read. First of all, and above all, my wife. So I would like to ask anyone that knows my wife knows she's not shy, so I will ask her to stand up. Iracilda, you have been by my side in good and in bad times. Most of them wonderful times. You followed me around the world and always inspired me to go forward. Without a doubt, I would not be here without you. I also want to thank my children, Stephanie and Jonathan, who are in the other table. You are my pride, and my brothers who came from Naples and from Mexico to be at this event. We also have with us my incredible co-founders, Charlie Perperidis and Fotios Plakogiannis, who co-founded with me Starton Therapeutics. We also have my management and my board, so I would like to thank them for being here. And we're going to make together blood cancers a chronic disease that can be managed for the true long term. Star LLD, our flagship product, is going to be the cornerstone of maintenance and of future combinations to extend the life of patients. We also have with us Tatiana Fimova, who touched my life for the last 25 years. She works for McKinsey Consulting, where she's a senior partner, and she has advised me, supported me at many, many points, so thank you, Tatiana. Finally, with us, we have Albert Bourla that introduced me. He is, as you know, the chairman and CEO of Pfizer and a close friend. Albert, you have no idea how much your word and your presence touch me. As you can hear from my accent, I also did not change my accent. And I have to say, since you decided to participate, every time I think about it, my Mexican side comes through. And Mexicans, when they get emotional, they do what we call el grito. And what that is, ¡ay! This is what makes life worth living. I admire you, and I am very proud of what you have become, what you have accomplished. Without a doubt, you are the best CEO in healthcare and are having an incredible impact on patients and the world, and bringing back to Pfizer the pride that I had for working for this wonderful company when I was young. So thank you, Albert, and I ask all of you to thank him for what he does. Thank you very much.
The eyes of the global health community have turned toward Israel in the last 19 months. The breakthroughs that Israel has achieved